Hey Stitch Cuties, I'm Brittany with Stitches of Love Quilting, and in this video tutorial for Sewing Machine Applique, or if you're in the Embroidery Machine Applique, we are going to make our Garden Lady, which is your 8th box in your Garden Moments block of the month. So I'm going to show you some tips and tricks for organizing all the pieces. There's actually over 100 pieces in her, and then I'm going to give you some tips on building your applique units, putting it onto your background fabric, and then we'll talk about some tips and tricks for stitching it. As a reminder, because she is so large, she is not done in your embroidery hoop. If you are an embroidery block of the month member, you're going to do the rest of your quilt completely in your embroidery hoop, but this one block is not done in your embroidery machine. So you are going to have fun stitching her. She really is a delight to stitch. You get to use all your pretty colors, and gosh, she's just so stinking cute. She's one of my favorite blocks on the quilt. Okay, so first let's start with organizing our pieces. I'll switch the camera to view what I have in front of me. You have 2 sheets of reverse applique pieces. And just like we've done on the past kits, we make the piece that you get, where everything is cut out except a little thing for you to snip free, match exactly what's laid on top. So you can easily number all of your pieces. So we have 3, 88, 87. Go through and number all of your pieces all the way through. I do want to point out that there is a 5A and 5B and 14A and B, and what that is the top of the shoe and bottom of the shoe, and top of the shoe and bottom of the shoe for 14 as well. So go through and do this just like you would for any other thing. I do want to point out that when it comes to her face, her arms and legs, and her neck, there are 2 of each piece. And then underneath here, I have my second page laid out of all my pieces. I want to give you that tip again, like I've done every month before. On the flowers, when you number it, draw your arrow up. I think that makes your life easier when you are placing them. And let's see, anything else directional like that? Nope, everything's pretty easy. So just give it a quick number to all of your pieces, and then we'll be back to start building our units. Okay, so now you have all of your applique pieces numbered, and then what you want to do is use your pattern to go applique unit by applique unit and put them in numerical order. So over here to the left, I have applique unit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on laid out to make it just a lot easier to go through the process. Is put your 3 pieces of your Garden Lady applique placement guide together. You want to tape it together, and I'll show you on my camera. I taped it together. You don't want to put tape where you're going to iron. Just put the tape off to the edges so that when you're building your applique units, you're not going to accidentally melt that tape possibly and get any kind of mess. So I have my 3 pieces together. I do want to remind you, you're going to mark your accent lines. For example, on one piece of her face, you'll mark her nose and a little dot for the 2 eyes. On the leaves, you can go on and mark the accent line, so when you do your stitching, it's easy to remember to stitch there. You can, of course, just freehand that, with your sewing machine when you get to that step if you want to. I would highly recommend, though, tracing at least her nose. You can use a Pigma pen or a Sew Line chalk pencil. I would use the Sew Line chalk pencil. When we get to ironing the units together, you'll see I used my Pigma pen simply so you could see the line trace, but because it's such a light color, I would use the chalk pencil. Okay, so now we are going to build our first unit. We're going to start off nice and easy. Our first unit is pieces 1, 2, and 3. I do want to point out, because there's so many pieces in units, you can see in bold, I've bolded and kind of called attention to where the units are. We kind of work in a circular way with units 1, 2, 3, 4. We jump up a little 5, and then we pull this up here. 6 is all the way at the top, 7, and then we come over here and we start building out her middle. We have 8, 9, 10, and then where's 11? Right in front of me, probably. 9, 10, da, 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 da. Oh yeah, right here, right in front of me. It's through my tapes. 11 is her belt, then 12 is this beautiful bouquet and part of her hand. Then we come over here and finish off her Dragonfly, and then our final 3 units, 14, 15, and 16, are the 3 Bumblebees. So what I have in front of me, I have my light pad, my glass mat, and then I'm going to put my placement guide with my fusing mat on top of that. and we are going to simply put pieces 1, 2, and 3 in place, easy peasy. So number 1, and your applique goes all the way to the edge right here. This is going to be in your seam allowance. So number 1, number 2, and number 3. There we go. And I know if in the background you can hear our neighbors, our office neighbors, are having their yard service. It's a bit loud. I was hoping they'd be done by now. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Now our next unit, so we're on step 7 of our pattern. We're gonna grab pieces 4, 5, A, and B. A is the pink shoe, B is the black bottom of the shoe, and then all of the dots. So I'm gonna move this over. And you can see we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So here we go. Grab my little pile of pieces. And we start with her little leg. And you can see they're not perfect rectangles. She has like, I guess you could say knobby knees. There we go. And our other one, you have 2 pieces when it comes to the lighter colors. You just put them right on top of each other. I'm gonna go on and put my shoe in place like so. There we go. And then this black strip goes right across the bottom. I do want to lift up and take a peek. I just wanted to make sure I saw where it was going. Right across the bottom right here. There we go. And we're gonna go on and press these 3 together. And now we'll do our dots. So the only 2 dots that are, all the dots are circles except for a little piece here and at the top. So if you need to just lift up to see, we have 6 right over here, 7, yep, right there. Then 8 is right here. And then 9 is a little half circle. Lines up perfectly with the edge. So, and you can see there's a little bit of a bend in that edge. So your piece has that same bend. I'm gonna go in and give these a press. Now we have a little half circle at the top. I'm just gonna give a little lift. Yeah, right there. And again, it's gonna line up perfectly with the edge so you'll know you have it in the right spot. We have a circle right here in the center. And then number 12, whoop, I dropped it, lines up with the little bend in her shoe right here, like so. And it is a perfect fit as well. Thank you for laser cut applique pieces, right? Makes them perfect. So that unit is done. Now we can come over here and we're gonna build her right shoe and leg. So grab our pieces. There we go. So first up, again, this isn't a perfect rectangle. She's got little knobby legs. So put this right in place. There we go. Do I have that go there? Yeah, I do. For a second, I thought I had her leg backwards. That wouldn't have been good. And then a shoe. I love these little garden wellies. Aren't they so cute? And then there we go. And then the second part of her shoe. The reason they're A and B, quite frankly, is I forgot to number it. And I didn't want to renumber everything for our laser department. So that's why we have an A and a B. Works just fine, doesn't it? There we go. Okay, and let's take a little look at where our, ooh, I just bent my little shoe. I almost ironed it to itself. So our numbers, we have 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and then 21. So I am just gonna kind of take a gander for each piece, just like I did on the left one. And then right down there, then another one right there. And they don't have to be absolutely perfect where they are. It's a very forgiving polka dot. Now I'm gonna peek from this side. 18 is our little half circle and 19 goes over here in the top right of our little boot. Whoop. There we go. And again, it's gonna line up with the bend, so you'll know you have it in the right spot when it lines up perfectly like so. Give that a press. And then, just like we had on the left foot, on the right foot, we have a little dot on the bend of her shoe. And again, it's gonna have that perfect little nook cut out to fit perfectly. There we go. And now, one final dot. So we're flying through the units. So now that is built. Let's go on to, what number are we on? Dun, 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 dun. Now we are gonna do pieces 22 and 23, which is applique unit 4, and that is the grass. So I'm gonna go on, we're gonna give ourselves some space on our fusing mat to keep building units. So I'm gonna put these off to the side and I'm putting them in the order I made them, so I remember which one is 1, 2, 3, etc. Only in the center. So we have 22 and 23. So we're only gonna iron where they overlap, so you don't need to have a fusing mat, you know, that's gonna go all the way to the end of the grass. There we go, and then this piece, like so. And now I'm just gonna give it a press where it overlaps. Super, super easy. Let it cool for a second. And then because it's a little hot, I'll use that little tool. Perfect. Our grass is together. Gonna lay that out flat. There you go. I'm putting it under my pattern. Now we are going to build, we're on applique unit 5. So we have 24, 25, and then 26, 27, 28. We are gonna build her skirt. So I'm gonna move this closer to me to reach. There we go. So number 24. And is this not the cutest? This is a little peony stripe. 24. Dun, dun, dun. And then 25. There we go. And 26. There we go. And they'll line up perfectly edge to edge. So you just want to line up left and right. There you go. And when that lines up, I'm going to go on and press it so I don't wiggle it. Don't want that. 27 is going to be the piece that connects the two stripe pieces of her skirt. And again, it's going to line up on the edge here and here. So you'll know you have it in position when they line up perfectly. So if you need to adjust a little, don't be scared to. Hold my hand there. There we go. Perfecto. Okay, so we're gonna press that. And now the very top. And again, we're just gonna work with lining up the edge like so. You'll also notice that it's gonna line up perfectly right here. See how that lines up so nicely? And then as well right here. Give that a press. So then that's her skirt put together. So cute. Next up, that was unit 5. Unit 6 is all of her hair and her face. So let's get this peeled up gently. So cool. And now let's move our placement guide. There we go. Let's take a look. Oh, I'm getting some static clean. Do you see that? Okay, let's just take a look at where all of our pieces go to get kind of situated with it. So we start with piece 29. So where is piece 29? Right in front of us. Yeah, right here. So 29, then 30, 31, 32, 33. Notice this piece of hair is going to go on later. It's number 40. We're going to jump over here and do 34, 35, 36, 37. Then 38 is her neck. 39 is her face. And then that piece of hair goes on because it's over the face. Then we're going to do the two lenses of her glasses, and then her little mouth, which is a heart. So cute, because she only says sweet things, right? Or is that cheesy? It's okay to be cheesy. Okay, so first up, piece number 29. And then number 30. And this is cute. You can have fun with the hair a little bit, right? It's like fun curly hair. And then 31. Right over here. Now this is a piece. These pieces, the hair, I'm really glad for laser cut kits, right? Because this would be a lot of cutting. So thanks to our team for cutting all this, right? 32 and 33. Then I'm going to give all these a little press together. I'm kind of living on the edge by not pressing them yet. There we go. Oh, look at her cute little hair. Okay, now remember, we jump over here for number 34. You have a little curly cue. So cute. Just like so. 35. There we go. Number 36. The back of the fusible paper is starting to get staticky to me. It's pretty funny. And then number 37. Again, you can be pressing yours down together more frequently if you want to. Kind of recommend it because I don't want to wiggle. See, I just wiggled my pieces. Not good. Where does that go? Yeah, see, I got that one totally in the wrong spot. So let's pull that aside. Let's give these a press to hold together. My number 37. See, it comes up to the same spot. There we go. Now remember, number 38, we're jumping down to her neck. There are two pieces exactly the same. So you're double lining. Now our next piece, number 39 for her face. If you remember the instructions, you've already put your accent lines are drawn on. So you're gonna put the face that doesn't have anything drawn on it down first. And then the one with the accent lines, you'll put down second. Makes sense, right? So there we go. We have a face. Adorbs, look at her. She's gonna be so cute. I don't know if y'all know this, but she is based off a real lady. I'm sure I've said that in the videos. A very lovely lady. There we go. And now, remember that one little curl over here? We're gonna put that in now. This is piece number 40. It goes just like so. There we go. And now for the inside of her glasses, it is double lined, so I'm gonna pick up just a little. Because remember, her glasses go like they're sitting on her nose. So you have 41. I'm actually gonna build her little glasses to the side real fast. 42 and 43. See, I'm just gonna line up the gray underneath real fast. I think that'll just be easier. See? You can make up your own applique rules as you go. Isn't that fun? Okay, now, whoop. Oh, I didn't peel the backing, you guys. The paper. It sticks better if you remove the paper because the paper is the protective barrier, so ignore that. Alrighty, so now her left eye. Now let's get the right eye in place. There we go. I just think that's easier to put in place. So while that cools for a second, we'll put her little mouth in place. I don't know if you can hear the dogs. It means we're getting a delivery. For such a big building, it sure isn't soundproof. And did I peel? Yes, I just didn't iron that one. Very good. Okay, so now give that a press. So now that unit is completely built. We are going to very gently let that cool, and then we are going to build her hat. Let me get my two little scraps out of the way. So the hat, let's take a look. We have 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. So we're just gonna build out the little hat with the flowers, super simple. What I love about these units, especially on a block like this where there's a ton of pieces, building the units makes this so manageable and so simple. And now the bottom piece, that up. Now 47. Ooh, I wiggled. There we go. Gonna give those a press. Now we have our two leaves. You want to make sure you put the bottom leaf, number 48. That one goes down first, then number 49. And really with your flower, you can orient your flower any direction that you want. Come on, little leaf, wiggle over. There we go. But I did, as I mentioned earlier in the video, draw a little arrow, face it up. Right there. You just want to make sure it's, overlapping everywhere. And then our flower center. So cute. So now we're going to really gently pick up our applique unit. And if any little piece wiggles, it's okay because it'll be on in the real thing. There we go. So real careful. Look at her. And next, I'm going to pick up our hat. So that was unit 6. Now we're going to build pieces 45. This was unit 7, 45 through 51. Now we are going to start building some little arms. So we're going to do number 8, which is 52 through 55. So we're going to do her left arm, the left sleeve, and then we're going to build the top of her glove. And the reason is eventually this little dragonfly is going to go right on top, which is why we don't just continue on down the handle at that point. We do that a little bit later on. There we go. Now again, she has 2 arms. Well, she does have 2 arms, but she has 2 pieces of each arm so that it is nice and double lined on top of your background fabric. Whoop. And again, I like to use my little, to me, this little tool just works better than my fingers. There we go. And they line up exactly on top of each other. Then we have our cute little left sleeve. And remember, you would have already had your accent line drawn. So there's one straight accent line drawn across right there. And let's go on and give these a press so I don't wiggle them anymore. There we go. And now, look at our little glove. I love this little glove. So cute. Oh my goodness. She's got quite a cute collection of gloves, doesn't she? Because if you remember the last block, number 7, she had that cute little plum colored set of gloves. I almost put that on upside down. There we go. So now we'll give this a press. So that's her left arm. Now we will jump over. I'm just going to leave that there to cool. And we are going to have pieces 56 and 57. Just 2 pieces. Really simple little unit to build here. So piece down and another piece right over it. and her right sleeve. Easy peasy. Just press that where it overlaps. Now the next, on to the next page. Let me flip it over. We're now going to do 58 through 64. So where's that? Oh, her center. So I am going to pick these up so we have room. We're going to build out her little vest. So cute. There we go. So first up, let me just give you a little highlight of what we're doing. We have 58, then 59 is the whole vest. 60, 61, and 62 are the little like accent, the binding, if you will, on her sweater, and the zipper pull. And then you have the frog face and the little pocket. Now, there's a little reminder, your frog eyes are included in your final finishing kit. You don't want to put those on until after your quilt is completely done and put together and quilted, because you don't want to have to quilt around it. So, there, whoop, look at that. I did not have that in place. There we go. Now, oh, look at that sticking. I got static, you guys, going on right now. So now we put our big vest on. Super cute. Just like so. It's going to come right up to each other. Let me wiggle this just a hair over here. And these don't actually overlap. They're coming right up to each other. See, they're the same cut line, but how they're held together is when we come over here with these two pieces. So we have 60, I have that going the wrong direction. You can tell because your angles will line up perfectly. So you just want to make sure that's in the right spot. I'm gonna go on and give this a press because I'm wiggly and I don't want to be wiggly. And then same thing, make sure your angles, wait, I did have it the right way, are turned the right way. It's gonna line up at the top because we're gonna have that zipper pull down here. There we go. And then cute zipper pull, adorable. Holds it together like so. I'm gonna go on and put my little froggy in place. Everybody has a frog in their garden, huh? Oh my goodness, here in Florida, the frogs. We had, oh my gosh, in our stairway the other day, here at the office, I was taking the stairs down and I had my hand on the railing and I almost touched a lizard. Oh my God. Thinking of our frog made me think of a lizard. I know y'all don't want to hear that. But I don't know how it got to the second floor, but it had been raining a lot and it was cold. So I think the little lizard wanted his Florida weather back. So he came inside to our nice heated area. So look how cute that is. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now we're gonna build her belt. So we have down here 65, 66, and 67. Super easy. Cute little buckle. So we have this piece. There you go. And then this little square. You just want to make sure when you put this down that it is covering, of course, the bottom, you know, the little jut down on your belt. And then you have your applique piece coming off to the side for the buckle. Super cute. We're almost there, you guys. Only a few more units to build. How easy that pulls right up. We're going to do quite a doozy. We're gonna do this unit 12. So we have the two bottom stems. Then we're gonna come up and build the left flower, the right flower, and then the two leaves. And again, I put my pieces in numerical order to make my life easy. So I'm just gonna take a peek. 68 is the one on the right bottom stem. So 68, 69, and then 70, another cute little glove. Oh my goodness. Love her. There we go. Let's go on and give that a little tap. So now we build up the left side of our flower, like so. And again, with your flower, you can face it any direction. There we go. And flower center. And now our right flower. So cute. And the flower itself. And our flower center. And then our leaves. The leaf on the right goes down first. And it's gonna tie everything together. See, it's gonna hold the stem to the hand, if you will. And then this final leaf right there. Again, give those a press. Okay, so what are we doing next? The dragonfly. And then we just have 3 little bees, and then we're gonna put it all together. So, so cute. Adorable. Okay, here we go. So now let's move this into position. I'm about to knock my scissors off with my paper. There we go. Okay, so we have number 94, the bottom left of our dragonfly. Then 95 is the top left. Whoop, there we go. And those line up nicely. Number 96. And 97. And then to hold it all together is our little dragonfly body. There we go. And the little head. Now the head's kind of flat on top, just to tell you, it's on a perfect circle. There we go. So now where those overlap, give it a press. So now we just have 3 bumblebees to make. So easy. We've been making bumblebees throughout the whole quilt. There's lots of bumblebees in a garden. Can't have a garden without it. There we go. So now, let's go over here to this bumblebee. All right, so here's our pieces. This will be really quick to build. You have your 2 little wings. These are the cutest wings, aren't they, being blue? They're pastel blue from Moda. It's a Bella Solid. Super cute. And then our body. There we go. And our 2 little stripes. There you go. It lines up perfect on top and bottom. I'm going to give it a little press because I have a feeling that when I put the second stripe on, I'll wiggle all my pieces and have to adjust. Look at that. So cute. One little bumblebee. Now we're going to do our top left bumblebee. Just peel this little guy off. So now bring my placement guide. There we go. We can do both at the same time. So our top right, and then we're going to put everything together on the fabric. That's really fun. This is like, honestly, once you have your applique units built, you've done the hard part. Everything else from here on out is a breeze and is super fun to do. Then, there we go. You give that a tap. And then our little stripes. You guys, so much is happening in this building. I'm sure you're probably hearing it all in the background. We're getting a delivery right now. I believe it is a bunch of fabric and also some super cute stickers for an upcoming block of the month that's launching. So we have all the thread kits made for you guys. Super cute. And then, come on, little bee. And then we have one more bumblebee to make over here on this side. Yeah, you hear the truck. Hopefully you don't hear it in the camera. He always honks to say hello and goodbye, which when I'm filming isn't great. So they're at UPS. We get deliveries every single day though, so it's kind of near impossible to find a time to film when things aren't happening. All right, and our little bee is gonna press, and now our 2 stripes. There we go. And our final piece, you guys. Yay! Ooh, that might be my favorite bee yet. I made that one really good. Okay, so now, first, let's switch camera view. Whew! Give yourselves a round of applause. You made a bazillion applique units. It was really fun, wasn't it? I like building applique units, which y'all know from watching the tutorials. I really enjoy doing it. So now what we're gonna do, we don't need our fusing mat, so I'm gonna set it aside all the way down here. And we are gonna start putting her together on our fabric. So our fabric, you should have yours nice and pressed. I just grabbed a folded piece from downstairs, so I didn't press it yet. And we are going to put this over. It is way more than you need. You just wanna make sure when you lay this that it's going well past all of your edges. And we do that so that you can trim it. I am gonna press a little bit of the folds out. It's pretty, you know, we fold it so nicely for you, it gets a little wrinkled. There we go. That'll be good. Yours will not be wrinkled. Yours will be nice and starched. So now let's read our instructions on how we put this together. We are gonna put applique units 1 through 13 into place, and then we put our 3 Bs. That's easy enough, right? So our applique unit, I kept mine in order as I went, so I don't have to really think anymore. So hopefully you've done the same thing. If not, just look at what I'm doing and do the exact same thing. I'm gonna keep the camera up here for just a second because I feel like you might be a little bored with just staring at my placement guide. So let's put a few pieces in place and then we'll iron them together. Let's see, we've got a foot here and we've got a little piece here. And then our right leg. There we go. I'm gonna kind of lay a few pieces out into place. And now, what's next? Oh, the grass. Deet, deet, deet. So fun. Grass goes right. You know where to line it up because you have your seam. And don't worry, hold on, I am gonna switch camera. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I just had a small panic that there was a gap here and something was lasered wrong or I digitized it wrong, but no, your piece fills it. Look at that. Okay, good, good, good. I had a small panic. Not allowed to panic because usually everything is done right and for a reason. There we go. So take a look. I like where my little pieces are. Make sure you have it lined up. And then you want your grass perfectly straight across. Your grass is gonna extend a little bit past your edges. It goes in your seam allowance. We'd rather you have a little more than you need, right? So while this is in place, I'm gonna give it some pressing. I'm gonna do a final press on my Steady Betty, or for you, with something this large, you're not having to film, you can do it on your real ironing board for a piece this big. But right now I'm just trying to get it to stick, right? So next up, we're gonna put her skirt. Doot. Here's her skirt. And I know you may be tempted to go on and put like the Dragonfly, but don't, because remember her arm comes down. We can put the little bee over here. So I am gonna jump ahead and put that little bee in place. There we go. And then there we go. So now keep this lined up. We're gonna pull this down together. We're going all the way up to her face. You wanna be real careful to keep your fabric in place on your placement guide. We're gonna put her face. She's so cute. I love it. And then I'm gonna go on and put her hat just to make sure I have everything where it belongs. It's looking like I do. Okay, let's press this. I mean, is she not the cutest, you guys? Look at her. I wish I could wear something like this too and pull it off. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, so now we're scooching up and I'm holding it really tightly because I am on a small space for the camera, so I'm sliding my piece back and forth. I hope you are on a nice area where you're kind of have yours together a little bit nicer. Or at the very least, you could tape your background fabric and your placement guide together. Don't be afraid of tape. Tape's your friend. So we have our 2 arms. I'm just gonna lay these down to make sure that when I put her little vest in place that everything fits together nicely. There we go. All right, this looks good. Now the next piece will be her belt. Might as well lay that down too. And it lines up over here. Oh my gosh, you guys, too cute. So let's give this a press. See, we did all that work building the applique units, and then when you put it on your fabric, it takes like 2 seconds. But it's accurate, right? That's what matters. You have accuracy on your pieces. Now, our bouquet, so cute. And it goes down onto her belt. And get your 2 flowers laying. Oh my gosh. Is this not the cutest? Have you had so much fun making this quilt? I've had fun making the blocks. I really, really have. Okay, and now our dragonfly. Dee-dee-dee. Yay, and it's a perfect fit. Love it. The beauty of laser cut applique. Everything is perfect. So you want to make sure, of course, everything is covered here. Her skirt. There we go. Now I'm better in place. Because you want to make sure that that little jut-in on her skirt is covered with the dragonfly. Straighten his body. And then the head goes over the glove, right? Because she's like holding into the glove, into the shovel. There we go. And give that a press. Now we're going to come back up here and we're going to iron our 2 bumblebees. I'll jump it back up so we can talk while I iron those 2 on. You know how to iron those on at this point. You've ironed everything else on. So we just have our little bumblebee for over here. Where'd it go? There it is. I'm gonna place that down. So now let's talk about how we finish this off. So if you have been doing the embroidery version, you've been quilting as you go. So in the instructions for the pattern, you're going to do the quilt as you go version. So what you're gonna do is trace all the lines we've provided you for your quilting. You're then going to put your batting behind your garden lady, and then you're going to go to your sewing machine and you're going to applique and you're going to stitch your quilting lines. Then that's the same thing for if you're doing the sewing machine applique, the quilt as you go version. If you are doing it where you put the whole thing together and then you quilt it at the end like the classic version, you are going to simply put stabilizer underneath your girl and stitch along. So first off, I want to hold her up. I didn't do the final press on my Steady Betty yet, so hopefully nothing falls off. But let's take a look at her. Ah! Can you see her good in the camera? Yeah. I mean, how cute is she? Thanks, Julie, for designing her for us, because this is so, oh my God, so cute. Look at that. I'd wear her outfit. I love it any day. Okay, let's also talk more about the stitching. Where's my page? Right here. You have a beautiful, let me switch the camera. You have a beautiful chart that tells you what color goes where. Super simple to stitch along with this. Let me turn my light pad off so you don't have that light shining on you anymore. There you go. So let's put it where you see her cute little face. So to stitch for the black, that's really easy. It is the accent lines on your dragonfly. So your dragonfly, you would have, remember, already had your accent lines drawn according to the pattern. And it has a little antenna, 2 eyes, and a smiley face. Your little frog has a smiley face. And then you want to have your, you guys, did you notice that I ironed her mouth in the wrong place? I ironed it over her nose. Well, don't do what I did. Do what your placement guide says. That's hilarious. So it's because I'm talking so much when I do this. And then you have your accent lines for your bee, the little flight path of your bumblebee. Then you have medium tawny tan, just one little piece down here on the shovel. Your pastel pink, 413, 1225. That is all of her skin. She's a pink girl. I'm pink too. See? And then petal pink, as always, is the accent line on your sleeves, and it's also the inside of all of your flowers and her lips and things like that. Butterfly gold, anywhere you have the, I'm sorry, not that. All of your dots, your bees, and then not her vest. That's stitched in the blue in a minute. Then you're gonna have all of your green. You have your grass at the bottom, the frog, and then all of your leaves and the accent lines for your leaves. Your pumpkin pie, over here you have your dragonfly, and then all of her hair is stitched in that cute color of pumpkin pie. Then that beautiful blue is her hat, the zipper, the accent line on her vest, and then all of the vest is stitched in blue. Really, really cute. Then you have your sweet pink, that's your flowers, the outer parts of your flowers. Silver gray, her belt buckle, and then also down here on her shovel. And then you have the heron blue, that is, as always, the little wing, your bees. The light teal will go around your dragonfly, and then white for your quilting. So ladies and gentlemen, you did it. You made the cutest block on the quilt. So next month will be our borders are gonna start. So we're gonna start with the left applique border for you. That's on this side of the quilt. And we are making, I believe it's 8 blocks that go down the side of it. So for this month, everybody was using their sewing machine to do the applique. Next month, we jump back to 2 videos, 2 pathways, because you are going to be making and quilting your border blocks in your embroidery machine, if you're the embroidery machine version, and then sewing machine version, you are going to be doing all of your applique and then piecing your border blocks together. So that'll be the next video in the Garden Moment series. And again, we'll split then next month back to 2 videos for you all every month. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We're always happy to help. For those of you where you're doing the embroidery version and this is where you're doing the sewing machine on this, please don't hesitate to ask questions if you are unsure of anything with this. And then I'm gonna I'm gonna put a link in the description of this video to 2 different playlists that we have for myself. Tips for you, from stitching around circles to stitching just the buttonhole stitch in general. And I think you'll find those really helpful. But again, we're always happy to help, so don't hesitate to reach out. And thank you so much for being a member of the Garden Moments Block of the Month. Bye, y'all.